Kinda on the Bridge of Spirits walkthrough, so we defeated the Mask Maker in the previous video, learned some wisdom from the old guy about Toshi, and now have to go free the second relic of Toshi's. And I think the boss in this video is the Warrior, also not a difficult boss compared to some of the earlier ones we've had to do, my goodness. And we'll get more wisdom, more areas to clear. For now, we're just going to walk on down to this gate. I warped there using that warp point, and then we'll just walk inside, or dash inside, and then we get another darkened area. The Warrior Path, yes. So the previous video was kind of short, it was like 14 minutes long, and I think this one's like 11 minutes long, so the final area of this game is, the final areas I should say, are pretty short compared to some of the others, and it's just kind of end game problems, you know. Most games seem to feel like they really speed up near the end. It's like you want to get it done, and it's almost like the developers wanted to get it done. And then we can just shoot those pillars on top there in the pattern of the stars given to us when we step on that button. Okay, here is going to be kind of a swamp area with a big tree in the middle and some platforms that we can blow up with the bombs. And there's going to be a lot of gates that we're going to have to go through, as usual. That's kind of the whole fun of this area, just lots of gates. Then this giant sort of spire type thing in the center that's going to have that big corruption plant that we can't really do anything about yet. We are going to get attacked by these moths, so we'll try not to get hit by them. Charge up your shots, and they should die in one hit, and then kill that guy in one hit. Surprised that reached him. And then shoot the corruption. You'll see there's a grapple flower and then a bunch of these pillars inside of that mountain. So what we're going to have to do is warp through the gate and then just throw a bomb onto those pillars, and you should be able to throw 2 bombs by now. If you can't, then you'll just want to shoot them before you warp. And I wasn't getting rid of the bombs myself. I wasn't blowing them up myself because I wanted to give myself as much time as possible. Because you'll see that that's how the platforms are formed for us once we use that grapple flower. So it's a little bit quick, but it's not too difficult, and once you get up to the top, we'll just run into here and deal with a couple of enemies. Once again, if you see the invisible guys, just dash into them to bring them into that mortal realm. And I think that's probably the worst we're going to have. That guy came out of nowhere, which is really common in this game. So you got to make sure that you are a little aware of your situation and just try not to take too much damage. But he died pretty quick with a heavy attack, not a big deal. And then that plant will open up, so we'll just blow that up, free up some of the land yet again. And now we're going to have to do another star puzzle. So there's going to be 4 different platforms we can sit on, and one of them's going to have a block. So we're going to move that block over here, and then we can jump on that to get to some of the other platforms. And you only really need 3 out of 4 of the platforms to know the order, so that's kind of the third one that we're going to shoot. That one on the left is the first one, and then that one actually all the way on the right is, I think, the second one. It is a little weird. Yeah, there we go. So, yeah, that's right. The one on the right's the second one. So I had that one out of order because the last 2 platforms here are a little bit weird. They are kind of not lined up as well as the others were, but hopefully that makes sense. That was a little bit confusing on all parts. Not really too difficult to do though. And then we're going to be kind of closer to the swampy area where we want to go. We'll just climb up onto this platform and shimmy on over. So this part took me a couple of attempts. There will probably be a transition. No, not yet. So, okay, never mind. I'm getting ahead of myself. We'll just blow up these platforms, and we're going to want to actually be up here to get across them. And since I wanted to wait for them to fall down, I'm just going to take a look over to the left side. And we can see down here, there's going to be a whole lot of other platforms, and we'll worry about that a little bit later. First, we're going to come this way. So on top of this part, that's when we're going to blow up those rocks and then jump across them. And my double jump did not go off there. I forgot to cut that death out, but that's alright. My double jump, yeah, as you saw, did not go off until it was too late. And I don't know what that was about. It happens sometimes. Not a big deal. We'll just go back again, double jump much higher. There we go. And then we should be able to reach that grapple flower. And now we're over here. So we'll jump into the cave, and we have quite the following of rot now. And if you've been exploring more than I have, you'll have even more than I've got. So it's pretty cool having a whole bunch of these little friends following us. But I missed every single shot for those guys. My goodness, I don't know what that was about. Then another enemy's going to spawn here. Another spectral guy. We'll just bring him back and blow him up really quick. Super easy with that. And then now we can dash through that gate. Alright, so
odd for a sculpture like this to be so tucked away in these cliffs. Perhaps this was a place of reflection.
if we inspect that lion statue, we'll get another wisp for us to go watch.
I need your guidance. Please, help me choose a path that will save our home.
We learn more of the story and kind of how all this happened, which we will get the answers to very shortly. But we have to find all the fragments first. So there's another chest there. I think that's just a hat. Not really anything super special. Samurai hat, yep. Actually, that's pretty cool. Then some mail, I think that was. That one was pretty, yeah, spirit mail. That one was pretty easy to collect. The spirit mail is so dang cool. I just wish it didn't lag me so bad. Then we can warp through that gate, and we're kind of going back to where we were. If you notice, this is back down on the bottom. So there's going to be a whole bunch of rocks down here, and we'll need to blow those up. And somehow blowing it up on that end made the one on the other end get blown up first. So that's sort of showing you where we have to go and what we have to do to get across. So we're going to need to come up a lot higher first, and if you remember that earlier sloping pathway that I did not follow, that is where we're going to go now. So the tricky part about this might be throwing the bomb and actually hitting those parts, because it is pretty far away, so you might have to throw once or twice, but whatever it was, however many attempts it took me, I threw it and blew it up down here. And remember, you can't dash in midair, so make sure you're on solid ground before you dash into that second gate. Then dash into that one, and immediately dash into the big gate, and now we're in the boss arena.
Right there.
The warrior, also comparatively not really a super difficult boss, but he does have a spear type of thing, and he does have some pretty wide arcing attacks, and he absolutely loves to block. And right there I got a miracle counter. That will never happen again. But for the most part, I'm going to do exactly what I did to the last guy. I'm just going to throw bombs and try to dash into him to stun him. Always try to run far away if they stomp on top of you, because they always have a shockwave that will deal damage to you. And if you let this guy, he'll actually blow up some of those wooden pillars. It's like weird trees that look like they've been cut down around the arena. He'll destroy those like he did right there. And right there he's going to throw 3 of those things at us, and then he'll also pick us up and throw us around the arena from time to time. I think I tried to get that health over to the right, but it didn't really go through. Really, this is one of the more Dark Souls-y bosses of the entire game. So he's got long, slow attacks, he's got really fast attacks, or sometimes he's got 2 attacks that he immediately follows up with a 3rd one, but he waits a split second so you think you're safe, you know, just like Dark Souls. But either way, that's about all there is to him. He's not really much of a threat, and I think you'll probably be fine defeating him on your first attempt. So just use your heavy attacks, dash into him, and then he'll be dead.
Many rang this bell on a journey of reflection, hoping to seek guidance from our ancestors. As our village struggled, Toshi found few answers here.